Lost Ledger, Sequel. Chapter 1, Shadows of the Ledger. John Doe had never grown comfortable with quiet mornings, not after what the ledger had done to his life. Even now, months after sealing it away, the memory returned in fragments, glowing hieroglyphs, shifting pages, and the sense of being watched by something that was not entirely human. He stood at the edge of Marrow Creek, where the mist clung low over the water. The chill air stung his face. He'd come here hoping for clarity, but instead, he felt the unmistakable prickle of dread. A whisper echoed across the surface of the creek his name. John. He stiffened. No one knew he'd left town at dawn. No one should be here. Then a shape rose from the mist, a figure cloaked in dark fabric, hood drawn low. You thought the ledger was finished with you, the figure said. John's heart pounded. He turned slowly, hand on the small knife he now carried everywhere. Who are you? A messenger, the stranger replied. And you'll want to hear this. The ledger seal is breaking. Chapter 2, The Seal Fractures. John's cabin felt smaller than usual when he returned with the messenger trailing behind him. Shadows pooled in the corners as if listening. The messenger removed the hood. She was younger than he expected, no more than 30, with tired, intelligent eyes. My name is Myra, she said. I'm part of an order that studies artifacts like your ledger. Things that twist fate. Things that can't be allowed to roam free. John retrieved the box from beneath the floorboards. Cold radiated from it even before he touched it. The ledger hasn't made a sound in weeks, he said. Myra gestured to the box. Open it. He hesitated, then lifted the lid. The ledger throbbed like a heartbeat. A fracture thin as a strand of hair ran down the center of the cover. Black smoke seeped from it, swirling like ink in water. John stepped back. It wasn't like that before. Myra nodded grimly. It's waking up. And when it fully breaks, whatever's trapped inside will get out. John swallowed. Trapped? Yes, Myra said. A being older than recorded history. The ledger was its prison. Your interaction with it weakened the bindings. John felt the weight of guilt settle on him. What do? We run, Myra said. At least until we find a way to repair the seal. Chapter 3, The Being in the Pages. They left Marrow Creek before nightfall. The forest loomed around them, branches like skeletal fingers scratching the sky. John carried the ledger, wrapped tightly in canvas. Even through the thick fabric, he could feel the rhythmic pulsing. A sudden tremor shook the ground. Myra drew a breath. That's it, pushing against the fracture. The tremor deepened into a roar as a gust of wind tore through the trees. The canvas around the ledger ripped open. The book glowed bright enough to blind. John shielded his eyes as Myra screamed, John, don't let it open. But it was too late. The cover burst apart, pages spiraling into the air like a storm of blades. A figure emerged from the swirling vortex. Tall. Featureless. Made of the same black smoke that leaked from the fracture. It stretched its limbs toward John. You freed me, it said, its voice a chorus of overlapping whispers. Now you will serve. John staggered back, but Myra stepped between them. No, she said. He doesn't belong to you. The being tilted its head. You cannot stop me. Myra thrust a sigil toward it, a glowing emblem etched onto a metal plate. The being recoiled, shrieking. John, she shouted. The pages grabbed one. John lunged toward a drifting page. As his fingers touched it, the world inverted. He fell downward, upward, through nothing and everything until he landed on a surface that felt like polished glass. The sky above him was blank. Endless. A voice echoed beside him. You've entered the ledger's realm, Myra said, appearing in a shimmer of light. This is where we make our stand. John looked at the vast emptiness. Just you and me, he asked. Myra nodded. Us and the creature hunting its way here. John tightened his grip on the page, feeling its energy surge. Then let's finish what I started, he said. The void trembled as the being's silhouette approached through the darkness. John stepped forward, no longer running. The sequel had begun.
You are now listening to an audio description of John Doe.
The Veiled Artifact. Page 1. In the hush between daylight's sigh and night's first breath, there rests an item no hand recalls forging, no tale remembers naming. It sleeps beneath dust older than memory, sheathed in a glow that does not shine, but listens. Some say it is a relic of forgotten kings, others whisper it fell from a sky that no longer exists. Yet none dare touch it. Not for fear of harm, but for fear of knowing. For the item hums with a pulse too slow to be a heartbeat, too ancient to be a spell. Its surface shifts when unobserved, textures rippling like sand disturbed by unseen wind. And in the silence, when all the world is still, it exhales. A sigh of ages, heavy enough to bend the air. Page 2. What shape is it? Ask 10 watchers and receive 10 truths. A sphere of shadows, a shard of moonless night, a trembling obelisk of forgotten stone. It becomes what the mind cannot grasp and refuses to settle for lesser mysteries. Its presence warps the room around it. Wood remembers oceans. Glass recalls thunder. Even walls seem to lean closer, easel-like, as though hoping for revelation. Some believe the item carries a message, not written, but dreaming. A dream it has held for lifetimes, waiting for the one who can bear its weight. But the dream is not gentle. It whispers in arcane rhythm, faint as a quill in distant chambers. It threads itself into your breath, stitching possibilities beneath your ribs. Page 3. If you dare approach it, you sense the world pause. Dust halts midair, shadows fall silent, and the item tilts its unseen gaze toward you. A warmth radiates, not comforting, but curious. Like a question too vast to phrase. You do not touch it. Not yet. But you lean close enough to hear. And the item at last speaks, not with words, but with a soft unfurling of truth. You see yourself reflected, not as you are, but as you might have been in countless forgotten worlds. Each reflection holding something different, regret, wonder, a choice you never made. Then the light folds shut. The visions retreat. The item dims again, as though satisfied. As though waiting for your return. For once it knows your gaze, it never forgets. And somewhere inside its shifting core, it keeps a place for you, a space carved from mystery, wrapped in silence, patient as eternity.